What's going on, everybody? This is your guy, Willie Cunningham, aka Warrior Will, and I'm back with another podcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in and subscribing. I want to thank you all for liking the videos and checking it out. Um, this podcast is going to be about doing something creative. In the world we live in nowadays, we see a lot of copycats, and that's because there's a lack of originality. So here's my challenge to each and every person listening to this, no matter if you are a male or female, no matter how old you are. My challenge to each and every person is to go out and create something, do something, invent something that no one else has done. It could be anything. It could be a new way to open up a can, or like a jar of uh, pickles, for all I care. And how do you get this mind? So you have to cultivate a mind to be creative in the first place. Reading non-fiction books can help you. Fiction books. Reading fiction books can help you. It helps to develop that imagination. Read books about those that have gone before us, that have invented things. That's that's a great start. No one's saying be the newest Einstein, solving scientific equations or theories, but it's just really been on my mind that, man, there's not enough originality out here anymore. We're tired of hearing the same thing. We're tired of seeing the same thing. This is the year of being creative. Since I was a young kid, I've had that creative mind. And that's my challenge to everyone. And there's no timeline on it. I'd say give yourself, if you want to put a timeline on it, 6 months to a year. And you know what? If you don't come up with anything after that, keep on trying. And take note of all the things that don't make sense. Maybe it don't make sense now, but come back to it. Put it to the side. Come back to it in about a week or two. If it still don't make sense to you, come back to it in 6 months to a year. Continue to find ways to come up with new ideas, new thought processes. If you're a student and you study, and you don't do well on tests, stop and think, what am I doing wrong? What can I improve on? Get creative. Find a better and a more creative way to study. That may be having someone call you at a certain time, having somebody come over, going to a certain spot that's inspiring to you. That could be a coffee house, that could be a music shop. Even the gym, a restaurant, I don't know. But that's for you to figure out. It's time for us to get creative. How are you going to influence and change things? How are we going to change society and better it if we are stuck in the past? And maybe that's the bigger issue, is that we're stuck in the past. You turn on the TV, you see YouTube ads, you see Facebook ads, and a lot of the up and coming movies is all what? Remakes. And sometimes the remakes are poorly done. Has anybody seen the new Charlie's Angels? I sure haven't. It was a terrible remake, and they had an agenda behind it. But we're not going to get into that. Every time I see them reaching back to the 90s and 80s, trying to bring back another classic and just destroy it, it is really irritating, and it bothers me. But that's why we need fresh minds, and like I said, not necessarily young minds, although that will help you because younger minds are still forming, and the ideas in your mind should be fresh. They should be. Now, if you live in a lifestyle where you doing things that's counterintuitive to your thinking process, maybe that'll hinder it. But for the most part, a younger mind is a fresh mind. But the way that I keep myself alert and fresh is every day. I try to do things differently. I drive home in different directions. There's many ways to get to my house, but I sometimes come home in a different way. Why? Because it's different scenery. You see different things. You have to do things differently. And the more you switch things up, the the more your brain is engaged because it's not the same old stuff, the cookie cutter lifestyle. Change the way you get out of bed, and I don't mean get out of the bed backwards. I mean instead of waking up and the first thought you have is, oh man, here's another Monday. No, don't look at it as another Monday. Look at it as another opportunity to go out there and conquer the world. Let your little impact on the world be known. It may be little to you, or you may think it's little, but to somebody else, it's big. Like these podcasts I'm making, I think that they're little, they're on a small scale, but to someone else out there listening, it could be a really, really big and important part to their day. So as you are drinking your coffee or eating your breakfast or you're getting ready to work out, getting ready to head out the door, just keep that in your mind to how can you approach your work differently? How can you be more creative on your job? If you're looking for a promotion, stuff like that can really help you to rise to the top so you can be different. In the workplaces, we see the same old thing. Like, it's always the jerks that's in leadership. Not always, but it's the jerks in leadership. And it seems like those that underperform is the ones that always get their way. And we need to make a change to that. So keep that in the front of your mind. And as I wrap up this video, I want to thank you all once again for tuning in and all the support. We're going to continue to fight this good fight. And until next time, guys, peace.